This time we want to talk about the reality of COVID.
Peace, world. It's King Dominique. We want to talk about the reality of COVID-19. We're not going to take up a lot of your time, but we did just lose an elder, which is my wife's grandmother. She was a grandmother to all of us. And instead of me talking about it, I want her to mention a few words and talk to the public. Go ahead, Mom.
So today we laid to rest someone very important in my life. It's been a very long day, but we kind of wanted to, after everything that's happened, we kind of wanted to bring some awareness to the situation with the pandemic and the unfortunate reality for some. So I lost my grandmother to complications due from COVID-19.
Right.
And my grandmother fought.
Right.
She made it off of the ventilator. She began breathing on her own. Her stats were looking very good. She was stable. She was alert and communicating. And we just talked about her discharge the day before with the nurses about coming home. And we made arrangements for her to come home as soon as she tested negative for COVID-19.
Right.
So in less than 24 hours, it aggressively attacked her body. And it took her. So I just wanna let y'all know that, I know that a lot of times we feel like we got all the answers. And I know that sometimes we feel like, we're the enlightened ones, or, we may want to joke about things that are going on in the world. And I'm guilty of that myself. I'm not exempt. But I want to tell y'all that this COVID-19, this pandemic is very real. It's very real. It's easy to dismiss it, or it's easy to make it a conspiracy theory. And it's convenient to do that as well, especially when you have not been directly affected by it.
Right.
When you have not lost someone, or you have not witnessed someone struggle to survive it. It is a reality. It is taking people, and it's taking people very quickly. And it is relentless. And it is monstrous.
That's right.
I'm not going to go into details about everything that my grandmother experienced, but I can tell you that she is one of the strong ones. There's an overflow at the ICU where we live. They don't have beds anymore. The ventilators are scarce. The numbers are increasing. So as we are opening up, I know that North Carolina has opened. Where we live in Northern Virginia, we just got to phase 2 today. That's how high our numbers are. My grandmother was in Northern Virginia with us. I just want y'all to take precautions.
That's right.
Don't think that because the sun is out and the weather's hot and it feels good and it almost feels normal, that the pandemic has somehow disappeared, or that it is less of a threat. It is even more of a threat because you're sleeping on it. The numbers are spiking. Yes, that is partially due to increased testing, but that is also due to our laziness and our lack of respect for social distancing and taking precautions to keep ourselves and the people we love safe. For my grandmother, she didn't have a choice in contracting COVID-19. Unfortunately, it was transmitted to her by her physician, who was asymptomatic.
Right.
And by the time we realized what was going on, we advocated strongly for her. The physician survived, she did not. Now, there are many factors as to why that occurred. One being because my grandmother was an African American female. And what we were told is it would not be fair to the other residents in the facility. I want to touch on that really briefly. If y'all have loved ones in facilities, make sure that y'all are advocating on their behalf, checking on them, because these facilities do not want to disclose the information about who has really been infected with COVID-19 in their facilities, because once that word gets out, there are literally people who are pulling their loved ones from these facilities for fear of them contracting it. Check on your loved ones.
That's
Check
right.
on the elderly. They need advocates. They
Right.
need strong advocates.
That's
One
right.
day we're going to be in their shoes.
Mm.
Please check on your loved ones. Keep your babies safe. You know, if you don't love yourself enough to take precautions, at least love your children enough to take precautions. If you don't want to stay here, allow them to have long lives.
Right.
Over 425,000 lives have been lost to this pandemic. And this is just the beginning.
Right.
They are anticipating a second wave, and we have no idea what that will look like. The day that my grandmother died, she was one of 110 souls that left this earth in less than 5 hours time in the area we live. Please love yourselves and love each other. Peace.